What's up, guys? Welcome back to All Purpose Builds. This is episode 6 of New Car Week, and behind me we have what's left of a 98 Honda Acura Integra. This car was bought with the intentions of either parting it out or making a flip. When we bought the car, it was a running and driving car, complete car. There was nothing missing to it. It had just been sitting for a very long time. Brother Lewis actually picked it up. It had a seized alternator. So when we did finally get it started, we verified everything worked. We wanted that evidence for, at that point we had already made a decision that it was going to be a part out. The car was way too rusted, and then it wasn't even repairable. So the whole flip idea went out the window fairly quickly. It started, it all went down really quickly. So actually the front and rear spindles are the first things to go on these cars. So since it's a rear disc conversion, most Civics in the 90s didn't come with it. Higher trims did. I know the SIs obviously, and then some EXs I think it was an option for. But that's the first thing to sell. It's easy money. So the moment we get a car, we usually post that up because we know we're gonna make our money right now. After that, I want to say some body panels sold. The car actually was a 98, so the facelift front bumper, rear bumper, they usually sell. I know we actually held on to the front bumper and the rear bumper for another car that you guys will be seeing later on. Beyond that, after that point, we started hacking the car up. So I took some bolts for one of my SIs that I needed, which is a very crucial point of all these things. We instead of trying to salvage and find bolts and buy bolts, which can become very pricey because Brother Lewis has already done that. What we do is we generally just get whatever parts we need, keep them, and we don't get rid of the chassis until whatever we're working on is pretty much done. So we bought this car originally for $500, and I believe we're at $1,500 all said and done at this moment in profit, and there's still a little bit of money to be made. Front, the whole rad support, which now we could use for another build that you guys saw, the black Integra could have definitely got the nose cut off of this car because we cut it back. We weren't careful with it because we didn't even think it was going to sell. Somebody actually just hit us up last minute, and we sold the thing cheap. I believe we got like under $100 for that front nose cut. The subframe from this car, also another easy selling point. A lot of people use it for EK chassis, whether it's B series or K series, but most common in K series. You can use that whole subframe with rack and pinion, holds right up to a 96 to 2000 Civic, and you can use it pushes the motor back. So those are selling point. We actually threw that into the deal with the shell. Doors are gone. We kept most of the front end. I think the only part of the front end that actually sold was the hood, and then we kept this for another car you guys will be seeing later on. The interior, I know the front and rear seats sold. I don't know, and the door cards. So the whole interior minus the carpet and dashboard was sold. It had stock suspension. The car was pretty much stock. It was an automatic car. The motor sold. Not that easy of a sell with an automatic transmission, but we weren't also pursuing it that much. We didn't really care because worst case scenario, we would have found something to do with the motor itself. Transmission probably would have got junked. But yeah, so far I know we're up on the car about $1,500 in profit, and there's still some money to be made. We don't know what we're gonna need, whether it's connectors or anything of that nature. So we're holding on to it a little bit longer, but this car is soon to be junked. I'm gonna show you guys the quarter panels are filled with actually spray foam. You can't kick this thing in if you wanted to. We tried. The car has seemed like at one point it had like a crazy system, so it has dyno mats throughout the whole floorboards, and then where they could have fit the dyno mats. I'm assuming it's for the rattling because these cars rattle when you put a system in it. Very bad. They just filled everything. So it was a nightmare to work on. Every bolt was just about rusted shut and would have moved. A lot of things broke, but even the simple suspension removal took us. None of the bolts that you'd expect were actually rotted. The only ones that we had were the ones bolted to the chassis. Those were actually impossible to remove. They had been hacked up prior to that. So we're glad we took the route we took with this car. Plus, we make money on it. So I'll show you guys what's left of the car. And what is that? It looks no better. Brother Lewis tried to take off the windows with a sawzall. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna include some B-roll of what's left. Excuse the mess, but it is what it is.